vocal looping is the core of what I do because I created Trishes to be able to express conflicting things I was feeling. I have been entertaining my family since I was really young. I was the youngest of all of my cousins, and my parents and my aunts and uncles would always have me put on shows, and I really developed a love for performing and a love for music. I love the circuit rhythm because it really helps me build new types of rhythms. I really get stuck in the same rote patterns, particularly with rhythmic patterns. The other thing I love about it is it really helps me disconnect. I really like to be outside with my dog. I really like to not be on my phone and not be on my computer. It's been a really important part of my mental health is to get away from more screens, and having a way that I can work on music and feel really creative without needing to be glued to a screen has been really important to me in my career, but also personally. We are in my home studio, and today I am going to recreate the beat of my song Animal using the Novation circuit rhythm. I'm going to walk you through step by step how I do this. So let's get started.
We're ancient artifacts dug up somewhere we can't go back.
I like to come up with concepts initially. A great way to start is just with the kick drum. It's the heartbeat of the whole song. And I'm putting in some triplets here. So to add in those triplets, I'm going to use the micro step feature. So our kick drum is going to sound like this. Now I'm going to program the bass into track 2. So here's what our bass sounds like. That length is a little bit too long for me, so I'm going to just turn the length down. And I'm also going to add a little distortion. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to sidechain the bass to the kick. So I'm just going to hit this FX button twice. It's going to go to sidechain. If I put it all the way to the top, it's going to sound like this, which is pretty dramatic. So I'm gonna have it around 4 here. Next thing I'm going to do is just add in a really simple snare. Gonna be using that clap as a snare. So it feels like it's coming together a little bit more. Now we're gonna get into something really fun. We are going to add some vocal samples in. So I want to add some texture to those vocals, so I'm going to go to the effects page and I'm going to add in some reverb and some delay. So these top knobs are now corresponding to how much reverb and delay is going to each track. I'm adding quite a bit to track 4. And I'm gonna add a little bit to that bass too. So I'm just going to accent that second snare with this sound on 5. On 6, gonna add in a little bit of cowbell here. And on 7, I'm just gonna add in a shaker. Now that shaker feels really square because all of them are at the same velocity. So I'm going to use the velocity button, and every other shaker I'm going to make it a little more quiet than the other ones. So it gives it a little more of an authentic feel. So that is the basic beat. The last thing I'm gonna do is on track 8, I'm actually going to put in an empty sample. And the reason I'm doing this is because in my live performance, I'm going to use a new feature which will allow me to record in a fixed length loop while I'm performing. The other thing I'm going to do in the live performance is I'm going to be using the grid effects feature. The grid effects has always been part of the Circuit Rhythm, but with this new update, I'm actually going to be able to manipulate the grid effects while I'm performing. So I'll be able to change one grid effects to another in real time. It's gonna be really fun. Let's try out performing this whole song.
We're all ancient artifacts dug up somewhere we can't go back. Don't ski the broken back, polished and cracked winches, primal creatures, pride and primal needs because the right team proceed us, the laws and the creeds. Maybe I'm no good, 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 maybe I'm no good.
In the world of music, but also just in the world at large, if each of us really leaned into our unique experiences, our unique characteristics, we would have just such a better understanding of each other. And I think we would just be in a healthier, happier society.